See, sometimes I have stupid theories, and one of these is just like it's a firmly held belief that I've got in my head, and it's a really stupid one because it like doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but it bothers me. Disney film Beauty and the Beast, at least the original. I haven't watched the remake. Don't care about the remake. I haven't watched On Ice. Don't want to watch On Ice. Gaston is actually the good guy. Just letting that settle in for a minute. Right, let me just premise things, right? The problem with a lot of the Disney films is they take things from like ye olden days and they put them in a at least current day scenario. So let's go to that time frame, back when people like lived in little villages and they had to hunt and gather. Not like hunt and gather, you know what I mean, but they had to like hunt animals and blacksmiths and all, you know, like ye olde days. So Gaston was the kid who was like the biggest, the strongest, whatever. And they've gone, oh wow, this kid's going to be awesome at protecting the village and hunting, stuff like that. So they've praised him, they've fed him, they've built up his self-esteem and all the rest of it, and they've made him arrogant. I mean, let's face it, enough people tell you you're awesome for long enough, you're going to believe it. Which is what went wrong with me. But no one told me, because it's not true. So he's arrogant and all the rest of it, and you know, fine. But he does protect the town, and he does do the best hunting, and all the rest of it, and you know, he's earned his position. Oh, I'm gonna drop my phone. So he's justified in his position. Okay. Then we get Belle. Belle. Now, Belle in the olden days. Again, remember the time frame this is in. She reads and she doesn't really interact with the town and she's selfish and all this kind of thing. They'd probably have burnt her alive for being a witch. That's just how things were. Women didn't read back then. I'm not saying it's a good thing, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's just how things were. So she'd have been burnt alive. So, you know, and then you get like what's Gaston's little friend? I can't remember what his name is. But he was always a bit but apparently now, according to at least the stage show and stuff, he is now canonically gay, which again was frowned upon at the time. What's his name? It's not like Lestrade or something. I'm getting mixed up with something else, I think, but whatever. So you got to think, why doesn't this town deal with these people the way they actually would have done during those day and age? It's a really simple answer. Gaston's protecting them. They aren't doing it because Gaston likes them. Simple as that. He's the big protector of the town. He gets his little allowances. If he doesn't want someone to, you know, be abused or whatever, they'll go, okay, on your head be it. That's as easy as it is. So, you know, you gotta think Belle's very selfish. Like, she could, and I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing or whatever, but if she could look past Gaston being told how awesome he is all the time, because presumably he's a very handsome man, he's nice, he's got big shoulders, which apparently she's into. She just doesn't like him because she doesn't like him. But if she'd actually married him, she could have used his authority over the town to start a school. She could have taught all the boys and girls to read. She could have really just changed that village completely. She could have made a difference. But no, he's icky. I don't like him. She's the worst. She's genuinely the worst. Now let's get on to the Beast. I hate this. Right. So the Beast was some prince guy. I can't remember his name. Don't really care. But he was such a nasty piece of work. He was cursed to be a monster until he found true love or whatever. Now say what you want about Gaston. He's not been cursed and turned into a monster, has he? So the Beast is, well, the prince or whatever who became the Beast must be worse than Gaston. Factually. So, if he's this nasty piece of work, he's not instantly going to learn his lesson overnight. He's just not. And you've got to look at his kingdom. His kingdom was overgrown, like really overgrown. How long would that have taken? 10, 20, 30, 100 years? Maybe. And around these times, the life expectancy would have been about, what, 30? So he's probably been like that for like 4 or 5 generations, depending on the crossover. So, like, how many times during that has he been arrogant and nasty that he's gone off into town and abducted some girl to try and force to love him? No one ever thought of this, because I guarantee when he was younger and he was, when he first changed and he was really angry, he must have tried it. Think Ego from Guardians of the Galaxy 2, he's just got a mass grave hidden on the planet. The Beast's probably got a mass grave hidden somewhere on the grounds. Probably just has, from all these women he's abducted. And that's another reason why Gaston's awesome, because he's protecting the town from the monster that's for generations been tormenting the town. And he's got the bimbet. He's got... Shut up, dog. Just let him out. He still wants to go out. Idiot. He's got triplets. Smoking hot blonde triplets that apparently were originally called the Bimbettes, because they were bimbos. But Disney has since changed them to the Silly Girls. Shut up, Disney. He's got those. He could have triplets. Like, right, for argument's sake, say Belle's a 10. Would you hold out for a 10 that doesn't want you? Or would you go for 3 8s? But no, Gaston's like, no, there's something about her. She's different, she's special, I want her. He's the good guy. At the end, he goes to take out the Beast. Through jealousy or through whatever, you've got to think this thing has had a reign of terror against his town for generations. It's a literal monster, and Gaston still goes to take him on. That's not exactly... Yeah, it's not like being a coward, is it? He could have done anything. He could have just gone and set the castle on fire, or... No, he goes and takes him on. Gaston is the real hero. I'm not saying his motives were the best. I'm not saying he was doing it for the right reasons or anything like that. But just due to the fact that everyone else is so bad, I think he should get a pass. I'm just putting it out there. I'd love for someone to do like a more in-depth version of this, like take my points on, do it more in-depth, because honestly, I can't be bothered. But yeah, I like Gaston. He's far more of a hero than you'd think. And this is when I get all the Disney fans and they're actually, no, he's just not a very nice person. It's like, so? He's been raised to be not a very nice person. Too many people have told him how good he is. What do you think's going to happen? I'm not defending him as a character. I'm defending him as... He's not as bad as you guys make him out to be. Or it's justified. Whereas Belle isn't. She's the worst. Bye-bye.